You've just landed in sunny Los Cabos, Mexico, and it's time to get to your resort and kick off your vacation. But what's the best way to get there? And when you do get there, how can you avoid tourist traps and get the absolute most out of your vacation dollar? Stick around because we're about to get right into this. All right, so we've just flown into Cabos Airport, and there are a couple of different options for transportation for getting from the airport to your hotel. And I've watched a lot of videos recently who have suggested that the best and cheapest thing to do is to take a shared shuttle. It's usually about $25 per person. This might be true if you are traveling solo or if there's just two of you. But if there's more, then that starts to add up pretty quickly. That's one way, of course. By comparison, a taxi was $80. And by comparison, a pre-booked private shuttle was $85. So I booked with Canada Transfers, who I have used on both coasts. They are fabulous, reliable. I've been using them myself. I've been using them for clients for years. Never had an issue or incident. So I highly recommend them. But for the price, if you think about it, if there's three of you in a shared shuttle or in a shared shuttle, that's $75. Or you can take a taxi, which you're just going to pop out, grab one right from the airport, that's $80. Or for a pre-arranged private shuttle, which you can pre-order beers, is $85. So for convenience, I like the pre-organized shuttle option. But the taxi is also a good way to go. But by comparison, the shared shuttle, I mean, you are stopping at every hotel along the way. So it can take you a long, long time to get to your hotel. And that's not really how you want to start your vacation, is it? So that's my advice on the shuttles. So another fun thing to do if you come to Cabo is to do some deep sea fishing. And there are tons of places along the marina where they will be offering you different rates. You can do a half day or a full day. But what a lot of people don't know is that you can actually take your catch home. And when you consider the price of fish, even at Costco these days, that's not a bad option. This is Griselda's. We have used them before and they're great. They will fillet your fish, clean it, freeze it, and package it. So all you have to do is leave it with them. They'll take care of it and store it for you until you're ready to go home. You need to get a cooler and then you can take it home and stick it in your freezer. They do a super deep freeze to it. So even after like 6 hours, it's hard as a rock. So it's going to take a while to thaw out, but definitely an option to consider. Now, another pro tip is if you are walking on the beach and you're going to be bothered by the beach vendors, I mean, they're not terribly aggressive. One simple no gracias, and they're moving on to the next person. But I want to avoid that whole thing. Wear some earbuds. I found this kind of out by accident because I'm wearing them mostly for recording, but it's just easier to keep them in than take them out all the time. But I've just had a couple of vendors pass by me and they didn't even ask me anything. So how easy does that make life if you just don't even have to worry about it? Give it a try. Now, Madano Beach is great for nice long walks on the beach. You have to keep an eye on the waves because every once in a while you'll get a rogue wave which can catch you out, and especially if you're wearing flip-flops, you might lose a shoe or two. But it's a beautiful long walk. You can walk east or west, west to Madano Beach, which is completely swimmable. In front of here is almost never swimmable, so just bear that in mind. But if you do decide to go for a walk on the beach, the sand is actually really soft. So it's a bit like walking in snow, powder snow, where you don't tend to get a whole lot of traction. So if you want to take a walk that's not a complete, total leg workout experience, then definitely wear some flip-flops or sandals so you get better traction. But just keep an eye on those waves because you never know when a rogue wave is going to hit and might try to steal those shoes.
Everything here is pretty much going to be charged in pesos or in US dollars. And they usually go with US dollars as the default because that's what people can understand. But as we know, the exchange rate is not great right now. So what you might want to consider is if you're planning on taking any tours, they will quote you in US dollars. For example, the glass boat tour to the Arch to Lansan is $39 US, which is quite a lot when you convert that to Canadian. However, you could book it online for a much lower price. Just use one of the online travel agencies, which is Expedia or Viator, or go through your local travel agent and she or he can hook you up for a great price.
So the timeshare and the regular sales game is pretty epic around the marina in Cabo, and you're really not going to last more than about 5 or 10 feet before someone's saying, hey, you want to go fishing? Hey, you want to do some golf? Hey, where are you from? Or the best one, hey folks, how many days are you here? The easiest answer to all of those is to simply say, oh, it's my last day, thanks, and keep walking. Because if they think it's your last day, even if it's not, then they're not going to keep hassling you for sales or to attend a timeshare presentation because they know that your clock is ticking and that window of opportunity is shutting fast. So they're going to move on to the next person. Just be careful if you're staying at Breathless or the Santos Finisterre or even the Rios and you're going into town on a fairly regular basis. If they do start to regularly see you after day 2 or day 3 of using the excuse of, oh, it's my last day, then you might have some explaining to do. Look, at the end of the day, they're there to make money, you're there to vacation, so you just let them know you're not interested and carry on and enjoy your day. Okay, on these tip videos, one of the most common things that is overlooked and isn't said is that 90% of the resorts in Cabo San Lucas and in San Jose del Cabo, they don't have a swimmable beach. So if you are staying, for example, in Cabo, you're staying at one of the Rio Complex hotels, or you're staying at the next door Via del Arco or Via del Palmar, those are definitely not swimmable. I mean, just check the flags. If it's evergreen, I would be amazed. But 90% of the time, it is going to be a red or black flag, which means it is very lethal conditions. That said, you might want to walk down the beach. Now, the whole beach is called Madano Beach, but the swimmable area of Madano Beach, that basically starts at the Pueblo Bonito resorts. This is where you'll find great bars like The Office, Mango Deck, that kind of place. And this is where it is swimmable. Now, you can walk along the roads to get from the Rio or the Via Complex to downtown and to Madano Beach. It is walkable, or you can take an Uber or a taxi. Interestingly enough, if you take a taxi, it's about $17. If you take an Uber, it's $5. So there's an easy answer to the dilemma of which one to take. Now, you can walk from the Rio Complex down to Madano Beach, the swimmable area. My husband did that one day. It took him like 20 minutes to walk down the beach. The waves were pretty small that day. So we decided that, I wanted to walk down the beach as well, check the timing, and, be able to tell you guys what the experience was like. And, well, it didn't quite go as planned. So if you want to walk from the Rio to Madano Beach, it is possible. But just know in front of Via del Palmar, the waves can still be very big. We did get caught in a couple of them. So I am head to toe soaked in sand and salt water. I don't even know if the sound is going to work properly on here because everything got soaked. So maybe go on a day when there's less angry waves. But in all, it's about a 20-25 minute walk, depending on how many times you have to stop and wait for the big waves to pass.
So overall, I hope you found some of these tips helpful. Be smart when you're walking on the beach. Always look for those waves behind you. If you're traveling around the area, use an Uber instead of a taxi. You'll probably save 75% on the prices. If you're doing the shuttle from the airport, go for the private transfer or just a taxi. If there's more than two of you, it's going to be a big savings. So I hope this helps you have a great next trip to Cabo. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. We'll see you on the next one.